That's going to be the clap.
The R to decab. I need like 40 minutes. I got to leave in like the latest an hour.
Okay, we'll go. Yeah, we'll go. I mean, it's
45?
the usual.
45. We go.
Let's
Are we
go.
doing it?
Can I meet you at 50?
That's fair. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
So
where are you going?
I got a little date ski.
Yeah.
Little date boo.
But where?
Where?
Yeah.
It's a date, Rich.
Well, let's go by the Tom Luciano rules. What number date is
this?
this?
Oh, man, this is date number 1.
Okay, so we're going for drinks.
We're going for drinks.
Where are we going?
Somewhere in Clinton Hill, someplace I've never been.
Oh, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Brooklyn spot. Okay.
She's coming from Greenpoint, Fort Greene.
No, they're hipster.
It works in HR. I don't know. Hard to tell. I don't think she's hipster.
HR is not your type, Tom.
It's definitely not. But my type isn't good for me. We know this.
I know, but also just the girls.
My type is people who hate me. To be clear, I mean for the people who are.
No. It's just that one.
Are we recording?
Specific. Yeah, we're recording. Yeah, it's that one specific girl hates you. Everyone else loves you.
No. A lot of people don't like. I mean, I latch on to people who don't like me.
Yes, you do that.
That one girl definitely did not like me.
She's been very vocal about not liking you, and you really keep going
I'm
back.
like, maybe you got to think it over. Maybe you need another pass, you know? How about another coat of paint, a Tom, coming at you? Maybe it's the coats of paint. Maybe I haven't really sunk in yet. You know, you got the primer, and then you do another coat, and sometimes that sticks, and that looks nicer than the primer. But that's not how it works. We've found that out over a year and a half, Rich.
Yeah, and then sometimes you just go into a room and you go, did they paint over this 7 times?
Why do they keep putting coats of paint on here?
Right.
The problem isn't the paint.
The problem's not the paint.
It's not the paint.
Right. The problem is there's no roof on the house.
There's no roof on the house, and you're painting in a bathroom. You know.
Yeah.
It's just like
tile.
It's tile. It's just
tile.
like falling apart. It's flaking. You're painting in a place there shouldn't be paint.
Right.
Is really what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Just wet and gross.
Yeah. Why does the dog have paint on it? You know, don't paint the dog. Let the dog move.
Definitely don't paint the dog. I'm glad we got to that point. Okay. Usually takes us longer to get there.
Wait, this is we've spent a good amount of time together in the past 24 hours.
We have, yeah. We should have just done this last night, huh?
We really
it would have killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
I really should have just brought all this last night.
It would have saved a lot of hassle for me, but it's fun. But last night, I mean.
Okay, so we're going to touch on last night. So you wanted to go, and now this is what I don't understand about you, Tom. Can I tell you what I don't understand about you?
Tell me. Yeah.
You're such a bright guy.
Yeah.
You're okay at comedy, but you're a very bright guy.
Yeah.
You love spending time with retards.
I don't know. Continue. Continue with what? When did you set this up for people? I feel like we're giving people. We're like starting halfway through.
Okay, so we did the show.
Right.
The Riff Show.
Tobin's Riff Show.
Riff Show.
Shout out Canary Club. Shout out Baby Shower. Yeah.
Shout the staff.
The staff, Matt.
Amazing staff.
Amazing staff.
Does the waiter have a teardrop tattoo, or is that a mole?
It's a mole.
I couldn't tell.
What if you got a mole every time you killed someone? That'd be pretty.
Little Wayne would need a.
he'd be seeing the dermatologist. A lot.
Yeah. Riff Show. And here's the thing about Tobin's show. They're hot.
These gals sure do know how to put themselves together.
They don't want to hear jokes, but they're hot.
They just want to be there and be hot in like a cool room.
And it's what a great room.
It's a great room.
Bamboo?
Bamboo.
Is that like bamboo that they have over the glass? That tan material.
No, I think you're confusing Canary Club with a Chinese restaurant that you went to. Are you
sure
you're not thinking of a Chinese restaurant?
No, the problem is, Tom, I keep bringing General Tso's into the Canary Club.
That's going to make you confuse Canary Club with a Chinese restaurant.
Every time.
That'll do it. Also, the guy at the front's always giving you fortune cookies on the way out. You're like, where's the mince? You're like, this isn't a Chinese restaurant. It's like, where's the Peking duck? I want Peking duck. I don't think there's bamboo in there. I'd love to go along with this, but I can't think. What are you talking about?
It's that tan material on the glass. Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a group of just hot bodies.
It's just
amazing bodies.
You mean they have names?
I didn't catch them.
Ava. Well, I'm friends with them now.
Oh yeah, you're best friends.
We're friends. They're going to be watching this, so I told them about the podcast. Because they asked me if I wanted to be on a podcast. I was like,
I know, I was with you.
Right. I don't think it's ever going to happen.
No, probably not.
Caitlin, get me on the podcast.
Which one was her?
The blonde.
The blonde was Caitlin.
Yeah.
Okay. And they wanted to just do everything after the show.
They were trying to do drugs. They were trying to go to a club. They were trying to make a sandwich. They were trying to make a shepherd's pie. They were trying to
make a shepherd's pie.
They were trying to do everything.
God, they did not have the ingredients.
Like we're in the middle of the Lower East Side. Where are you going to find peas at this hour? They wanted to get into a lot of stuff, and they were a lot of fun. And they had a lot of energy, probably from the coke.
They just have they had freshly woken up golden retriever energy.
Yeah, they were like all right out of ASU.
Is that where they went? I thought Alabama.
Arizona State, I think, is where one of them or a couple of them went to school.
God, just truly dumb people.
These are my friends you're talking about, Rich. These are my people.
So, and then you were walking with them. We were walking with them together. I was with you.
Juan was there too at the beginning.
And
you guys wanted nothing to do with them.
No, I couldn't have wanted.
They wanted to hang out with us after the show.
Yep.
I don't know why, frankly. I mean, I do, but I don't.
Definitely not me. I had a bad set.
Yeah, they did not. They did not like you.
No, God, did they not like me?
They didn't. But
Juan,
they liked.
They liked Juan.
Yeah, and they liked me enough.
Enough.
Barely enough.
Stern enough.
Me doing well at that show has zero impact on the numbers that I get after.
Oh, I've seen you do terrible and still get numbers.
Yeah. I don't know.
It makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, especially with that mustache.
This mustache, don't you dare be disrespectful to this mustache. This is
we'll get into why you have it in a minute.
We got a lot to catch up on.
But
we got 50 minutes.
I want to get to what happened last night. So I started walking with you guys, and then you said, "Oh, you're definitely not coming along, right?" And I said, "I couldn't be less interested."
Yeah, you weren't interested.
And I deviated away to the J train. What happened?
I didn't. I'll cut this kind of short. I didn't hang out with them much longer either. You left, and then they started palling off. And one of them started talking about their boyfriend. Or I made that comment. This is my move. This is one of my moves when I'm around. I'm trying to ingratiate myself to a situation and get as much information. I'm like, it's crazy that you girls didn't bring your boyfriends to this show. Your boyfriends would have loved this show.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
You laid it on arguably too thick. It was very clear what your intentions were with that question.
It was funny. I mean, they didn't laugh because
God, but
they
didn't
probably didn't get it. But they volunteered. They volunteered the information that I was looking for.
Yes.
They were like, well, they're at home or whatever they said. They was like, oh, so you have boyfriends?
No, but then she said, kidding.
She was out of her mind.
She was clinically insane. She had multiple. She was
speaking in
multiple personalities
in an Australian accent for the first 10 minutes, right? And then she's like, "Oh no, I'm kidding. So I'm from South Wales."
But I was impressed that she knew a part of Australia.
I was impressed by that too, right?
Yeah.
What did she say? I don't remember what
she was like. I'm from New South Wales. The other people were from Sydney, and I was like, okay, one's a province, one's a city, but like, good for you.
Yeah. It was even for me. It was too much.
And you deal with. I'll
deal with a lot.
Yeah, you'll do a lot.
Yeah.
Like the pixie you dated that was into crystals.
Which one? There's been about 7 of them.
Oh.
Yeah. Better than the girl who drank her father's bones or something. Grandfather's bones.
Don't be disrespectful to the situation. She.
Yeah, explain it.
She went to
Thailand.
I don't want to be ignorant to the country.
Taiwan.
To Taiwan. China. We are a one
soon to be China.
We're a one China podcast.
Right.
I want that to be clear.
Yes.
The girl went to Taiwan because they burned her grandfather's body because he died, and that's the tradition they do.
I think that's a better way to say it. They didn't just burn his body.
No, because
burning a body is very different than just cremating someone.
No, because I think they burned it because then she went there specifically to move the bones manually to a gravesite or a burial ground of some sort.
Yes.
So I don't think cremated because cremated means everything. This girl.
You're right. I think you're right. Yeah, they did the soft tissue burn.
Yeah, whatever they do at Korean barbecue restaurants is what they did to his body.
Yeah, they moved his bones with a side of kimchi.
Yes.
There was a brown bean paste on the side, or a black bean paste.
Which I'm not a fan of.
You're not a fan of the black bean?
Nah. Black bean, yes. Yes, that red bean.
Oh, the red bean.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't know what that is. Jason? Jason
Just comes out of the closet.
He's summoned. Anytime someone talks about Korean barbecue, Jason Choi shows up.
Okay, so you did. So you sussed out the situation.
Yeah, they were. The two dudes were.
One was very gay.
One is super gay, bronzed, like a bronzed. I don't even know, like just brown blonde boy. Former Soul Cycle instructor.
He looked like he went to Fire Island for the first time.
It looked like he wore like goggles while someone sprayed him down with a tanning hose.
Yes.
And they did a good job. They really covered him. Good coat of paint on that guy. But they were crazy, and then the other two girls were crazy. And I was just like, but the Ava and Caitlin, because who knows? Good to see you guys.
They probably listened to One China podcast.
They had strong points of view on the Taiwan situation, believe it or not. They were like, wow, communism, give it a shot. I was like, wow, I didn't expect this from a girl from ASU, to be completely honest with you. I'm surprised you can pronounce communism. But they were, it was too much. And I bailed pretty early. Even though one of the, it wasn't, there wasn't anything.
There wasn't anything.
I sussed it out. I put out the feelers. I asked all the questions, and I was like, this isn't worth an investment. It was also like 12 o'clock. And not that late.
Yeah. Okay.
I wish there was more to. I wish there was more to go into. I know. I was hoping.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So last time you've been doing Stone Street Comedy Club with us, helping us out.
Yeah.
And then you weren't here for 3 weeks.
Right.
For the trip.
Yeah. Spirit Quest.
Spirit Quest.
Yeah. That's what I call it.
That's what you called it.
Spirit Quest.
Okay. Yeah. Were the other people on the trip aware that this was your spirit?
Yeah, I screamed it.
Okay.
Every time I walked into a room,
walk us through what because I'll be honest, I was kind of confused on the trail you did.
Sure. So I did a lot of shrooms. This is where this started.
This is where this started.
The Spirit Quest started with the shrooms. I did like a ton of shrooms.
So you were in New York doing shrooms.
And then I was like, I'm just going to go. I'm just going to leave for a while.
Okay.
And I just booked a bunch of trips. I booked a trip for 2 weeks on the West Coast, went from San Diego to Vancouver.
Yes.
And then I was in Mexico for like a little bit less than a week, just for a bachelor party, and then also like working from some small little beach town. But shrooms, have you done shrooms?
No. Never.
They are, you know how people talk about drugs? All worth all the hype.
Yeah.
Drugs are wild. If you haven't done drugs, do drugs. A lot of drugs. Do as much drugs as you can. They're fun. They're scary, but they are fun.
Right. I also think we should differentiate drugs.
Nah. Just all drugs.
Okay.
Just do them all. Just do them all. Ketamine.
I'll take your word for it.
I haven't done ketamine. But shrooms, I had a trip sitter Jason was my trip sitter. You could take that out if you feel strongly about.
That seems to be his role when people take shrooms.
He
you're the third person on the podcast that's had him be the trip sitter. You, Mark Benjamin, and I think there was another.
Taleli.
There you go.
Yeah. It was great. He's a champ.
Can I be honest? Also, he has the physical stature of a shroom guide.
He does. I saw during my trip in its deepest moments, darkest moments, I thought he was a portal to another universe because we did it in my apartment, and he was just sitting on the couch, and Jason was talking me down while he had 8 eyes. He had 4 eyes here and 4 eyes here, and he's like, everything's gonna be okay. I'm like, Jason, your face is melting off your body. But it was great.
He had a spider face.
Spider face. Spider eyes Troy. That's what we called him. Okay. Makes sense now.
Old spider eyes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not the greatest guy to comment on eyes, but...
So that was, I don't know if you want to get into that, but that was...
I mean, it's really if you would want to get into it. I'll get into it if you want to get into it.
I mean, it was transformative.
It's clear.
It was therapeutic.
Okay.
It was freeing.
Mm-hmm.
It was fantastic. I felt like I was on cloud 9 for like a week. I think everyone should be required to do shrooms. It's like that.
Is that life-changing of an experience?
It was great. I would do it. I'm going to probably do it again at some point. But it was great. I mean, the visuals were fucking wild where I was looking at the floor in my apartment and it looked like there was canyons, like the
floor was
canyons. The floor was like the Grand Canyon. Like I was just looking over the edge and it looked like I was like staring down into the Grand Canyon. It was wild.
And you were on the couch and were your feet dangling?
I was in a brown leather chair. You know,
you have a leather chair?
I have a leather chair.
That's pretty nice.
I'm a fucking.
You're doing well.
I'm a fucking fancy guy.
Yeah, you're doing really nice.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Not good enough, but that's what I tell myself every morning. Scream it in the mirror. And then the plants that I was looking out the window, and the plants were growing up and down at the same time. But I literally had an out of body experience, and felt that I was like being rocketed through the universe, like as an energy source, exploring my ancestral past, and I was connected with my family in a very beautiful, very harmonious way. And
so
then,
were you like a medium? Did you see your dead? Or was it current family?
Current family,
but not that family.
But I had an idea of my ancestral past, like the energy source that was my lineage.
Yeah, but as we've discussed on this podcast with your lineage, that's not really the energy you want during a trip.
When I was tripping, I saw my lineage, which was just a bottle of olive oil. Just a rich, it was Yanni. I saw Yanni. I saw John Stamos. I saw everyone. I watched the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding. That was the trip. My whole trip was just everyone going, hoppa! And I'm spraying Windex on shit.
Okay.
That's what I learned. If you're Greek and you do a trip, it's just that. And then some guy just roasting lamb like, well, you let some lamb, J-roll.
Did you see your grandfather fixing both NYPD and FDNY boats?
I did.
Okay, good.
Mike Luciano, shout out.
Yeah.
He's dead. Shout out to dead people. Shout out to all my dead family members.
Thanks for helping on the trip.
Shout out to my ancestors. Yeah, and then I was coming down, and I did a walk from my apartment in downtown Brooklyn to like Greenpoint. Just like a 2-hour walk.
That's not close.
And it was a super nice day. Took my shirt off. Was walking on the street, and some guy started yelling at me from his car. And as he got close, he screamed, this is his words, not mine. He screamed, put your shirt on, you faggot. My first thought was,
I'm in Greenpoint.
Dad? I was like, Dad, what are you doing here? No, and then I looked at him, and he turned into a falcon, and he flew away.
No way.
Yeah, that last part I made up, but That's what I was hoping. I was hoping that was part of my trip, but it was just some guy calling me a faggot. So I was like, these shrooms are strong. Everyone thinks I'm gay and hates me.
It'd be better if it was really a falcon and you thought it was a person calling you a faggot.
A falcon calling me a faggot. I turned around and it was, yeah. But it was great.
Okay. Why did you go? Did you just walk to Greenpoint? Was there a destination you were going to?
Nowhere to go.
Okay.
Just decided to walk. And I got bullied by a homeless person. It was not, I was like, I'm doing this to connect to the universe. And what happened was like I called the faggot and I got pushed by a homeless guy. Like within 25 minutes of finishing.
We did mention your ancestors did come through during this.
Yeah.
Okay,
So all of my racist and FDNY ancestors.
I never met Mike Luciano, but something tells me he called a lot of people fags.
I don't think he would. I don't think that word was. He wouldn't. Just if. I don't think he would.
You're telling me this was your dad's dad, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so your religious dad's FDNY NYPD father didn't use the word fag.
I just don't want to admit that to myself right now.
Okay, Tom, I'm going to tell you something. He said it.
I just can't. He's such a nice man.
I'm sure he was to heterosexuals.
Yeah. There are some moments that I don't want to get into now, but it was like, oh, that's everyone's grandpa. I mean, it wasn't just my grandpa. It wasn't like you're saying it's like your grandpa. It's like, let's just paint with a very broad brush.
I'll agree.
Our grandfathers
were homophobic.
Were not saying nice things to a lot of people.
1,000,000%. But let's also be honest, in a very liberal time, your grandfather checks off all the boxes that still say it.
That still say it. Yeah. I mean, FDNY, NYPD.
NYPD worked on the docks.
Works on the docks. That's
Greek
all my family.
And Italian? Oh, no, he's just Italian.
He's just Italian, yeah.
Still checks off the box.
Yeah.
Same box, actually.
I think so.
Yeah.
Do you think our grandparents knew each other?
Probably.
Didn't your family work in service? Not cops, right?
My dad's dad ran the post office in Times Square.
Post office.
Worked at Robert Duvall. Fun fact.
Really?
Yeah.
He was a
he
post
likes
office
to
guy?
He liked to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just being close to fame.
He's like, Robert Duvall worked under me, and I'm like, I'm 4.
Yeah. Robert Duvall.
Yeah, I was like, what does that? That doesn't mean anything to me.
He was in The Godfather. He had a great role.
I think it was Robert Duvall. My dad will text me when he watches this to confirm that or not. And my other grandfather drove a truck for Bloomingdale's.
A truck for Bloomingdale's.
Yes.
Trying on all the blouses. Wow.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That makes a lot more sense on why he had the job.
Yeah. Your dad just saying, or your great grandfather?
My regular grandfather.
Your grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just trying him on in the back. Being like, I'm so pretty. Look at me.
Yeah.
Putting on lipstick like this.
That's why he works so much overtime.
Makes sense.
On paper.
Why didn't you come home, Johnny? It's like, none of your business. It's not that I was. I definitely wasn't trying on all of the nice blouses.
Yeah.
That fit me so well as a slender man.
So shrooms.
So shrooms, and then I went to the West Coast. I went from San Diego to Vancouver on a road trip.
Solo.
I had buddies join me for a lot, like most of it. Like friends in LA, friends in San Diego, friends in San Francisco, Oakland, and then a buddy drove me most of the way. It was great. Just free in the mind, baby.
I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. When you book a trip under the influence of hallucinogens,
Okay.
and then you're on the trip,
Yeah.
is the schedule the same?
The schedule was loosey-goosey.
Both were loose
Loosey-goosey.
itineraries.
Just get there.
Okay.
I knew I was flying in LA and flying out of Vancouver.
Okay.
Everything in between just worked out. Went to a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert. My buddy randomly had tickets, like floor seats.
That's like seeing Billy Joel at Jones Beach.
Yeah,
That's
it was
big.
fantastic.
That's
It was
a big deal.
it was amazing. Yeah,
Okay.
Beck was there. Beck's the fucking man. Beck.
Love Beck.
Beck is a
Can't name
treat.
a song, but I
He
know
is
him.
He's a treat. Thundercat was there.
Okay.
Some lady just came up to me for no reason and flashed me.
That's fun.
I was just living. It was like one of those things where it's like, hey, come on, it's my time.
Yeah.
Let me do it.
Vision Quest.
Vision Quest. That's what I said. She showed me her tits. I said, Vision Quest.
Did Jason have to come with you on the trip also?
Troy. Yeah, he sat me
Yeah.
on my road. He road trip sat me.
Even sober.
Yeah. He had the 8 eyes the whole time too. I hope he got that fixed.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to critique on an Asian man's eyes.
Yeah.
So,
You got to take out the thing that I said before.
which part?
We'll talk about it later.
Okay. So, okay, but you told me that a lot had happened on that trip.
Yeah, what happened on...
But we haven't been able to talk to each other for a week because you had so
Right,
much to talk about, and I said, don't tell me until mics are on.
Well, the thing that I was going to talk to you about was the Mexico trip.
Okay, so really nothing happened between San Diego and Vancouver.
there was stuff, but it's like nice things. Like you don't want to hear.
Oh, just like good times?
like good times.
Yeah, I'm
You
not
don't wanna
interested
hear-
in that.
You don't want to hear about good times.
I only have people on here that experience trauma
Yeah.
and interesting things.
Yeah.
If the most interesting thing that happened to you was a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert, just skip it.
There was more stuff, but I just don't. Well, nah, there wasn't. There wasn't anything I want to. There's stuff I want to get into, but not on the pod.
Okay.
We'll talk about it. I don't know. I'm sorry to withhold.
If it's interesting, I'll be angry. But I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's that interesting.
Not for you. Yeah, if you want like deep despair, terrible things, not a lot of that. It
Yeah.
was just delightful.
Yeah, I don't want to
outside the homeless situation in Vancouver, which is terrible. Vancouver has a terrible,
Worse than San Fran?
much worse.
Really?
We got there, and it was like driving into a scene from The Walking Dead.
Could that have been homeless people, or was that just people from Vancouver just camping?
Just real outdoorsy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we just drove into an REI.
There you go.
It was an REI, and I was like, oh, now I was like, oh, there's a lot of camping gear on the wall. These people are intense. No, they were intense, and there was a guy, literally, we walk in and trying to undo, like a modem, like of a computer to get like the metal.
Oh.
You know how there's like memes on the internet about people trying to get like the copper out of stuff?
No.
That's a thing. That's like a meth thing.
I had no idea.
Yeah. A big meth thing is to get spare copper and sell it because it's apparently very expensive. So there's like copper in the motherboards of these fucking modems. So this guy was literally taking apart a modem.
Hold on. There's a stereotype amongst meth users that they'll break into old computer modems to get the copper to resell.
Yeah.
Can I be honest? That's the most specific stereotype I've ever heard.
This is all of the accounts that I follow. This is the only stuff I follow on Instagram is what's the meth inside track and what's going on with copper. Those are the two things, and they happen to overlap.
But you have to be like there's not many places where those two things intermingle.
No.
Vancouver is one of the, like, upstate New York, big meth.
Not meth and apple juice. And meth and orchards.
Yeah.
Just picking by day and fucking shooting up. You shoot meth? You smoke meth. You smoke meth. Bathtubs. What else do you... Yeah.
So homeless worse in Vancouver than
terrible. There was a homeless riot when we were there.
What does that mean?
It was technically...
What's a homeless riot?
They were trying to move the encampments, like take down their tents.
That's a trend, it seems.
The police
and
the homeless population revolted because apparently they arrested one of their own, and they revolted by crawling at the police.
No way.
Yeah.
For real?
Well, they were so slow to move. It's hard to riot when you're on heroin. Yeah. You're not like real angry about stuff when you're on heroin because your body is broken. You're like, oh, hey, stop doing that. Oh, my body feels like a million dicks, just coming constantly. But let go of my friend. It's such a conflicting energy to have. My kneecap is coming constantly, but let go of Brenda. So they were doing a bad job at rioting against them. And the police, they have batons and were like hitting people and stuff.
Yeah, which seems, if you're on heroin...
It probably felt even better. It's like, why is this police cock hitting me in the temple? I can't stop coming from my head now. That's what heroin feels like, so they say.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you've done mushrooms.
I've done mushrooms.
So you know what it feels
like. So I know
like.
what heroin is like. Yeah, outside of that, it was just a delightful trip. Like oysters, a lot of oysters.
That's fun.
A lot of music, a lot of being outside and looking at the stars, Rich. You don't want to hear any of this. I'm in like a good mood.
Yeah.
You don't like me when I'm in a good mood.
Nah, this isn't interesting.
Even Tobin said that today. I was talking to Tobin on the phone. He's like, why are you in a good mood? Like, what's this?
You talked to Tobin on the phone?
Yeah. Well, he asked me how the show went.
Oh.
We're catching up. And he wanted to know how our friends were doing because he always asks me after the show if I got any numbers.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm not interested in non-interesting fun stories.
Yeah, I was on vacation for 3 weeks, having the time of my life, living my best life.
Mexico.
In Mexico, also a really good time.
Okay, so then why are you here?
Also a really good time. To brag, to bring the light to the world. Other people can do this. Go on a trip. Live your best life. Take some shrooms. Just live large, I said, fuck money. I was just like, we're just spending whatever. Whatever.
Who cares?
I bought a bunch of fucking crickets. Like I was eating a lot of crickets in Mexico.
Oh.
That was wild.
That's not a part of the culture, I feel like.
Yeah, I was just picking them up off the ground. No, there was someone going around on the beach just serving crickets and shrimp off the Barbie and fucking off the Barbie.
You had the choice between crickets and shrimp, and you said...
I said all of it. I said, give me all of it.
Okay.
I mean, you could buy the entire country for the lint in your pocket. Everything was... I had like a loose button, and they were like, "That'll do." You know, thank you so much for this loose button and this paperclip that you found 3 weeks ago. Yeah, so the crickets were delicious. Okay. People were weirded out by that. There's like loose dogs in the street. One of my friends got bit last time he was there and had to like finger a dog in his ass. The ass.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, your friend got bit by a rabid dog?
Yeah, there's just dogs like roaming around.
And got bit?
He got bit, like a dog that had rabies.
Hold on. Was it your friend whose bachelor party it was?
No.
Okay. This is like a policy I have.
Yeah.
Wherever I get bit by a stray dog,
you don't go back.
I don't go back.
That's the last time you go to that place.
I go, you know what? Not again.
That's a fair rule. Get bit once. Shame on me.
I write it off my list.
Get bit a second time, or you have to finger a dog in the ass so that it stops biting you. Did you know that's a thing that you have to do?
No.
Yeah. It sounds like it's made up by a guy who just really wants to finger dogs in the ass. Like he started fingering the dog in the ass, and then it was biting him, and someone's like, "Why are you fingering that dog?" I was like, "Because that's how it was biting me. It was the only thing I could do was finger it in the ass." That's what they say, right? But apparently that's the move.
How many times do you have to punch a dog to realize
you're
I
punching
got finger
it
in the ass?
Yeah, you go through all of the things that you think, you know, like punch it in the head, that's not working. Kick it in the balls, that's not working. And you look at the ass and you're like, that looks pretty good right now. Out of all of the things that I've tried, I haven't tried that button.
It's the only thing I remember to do. Do you remember the movie Snow Dogs with Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Do I ever? I can't get the scene out of my head of Cuba Gooding Jr. fingering that dog in the ass. Is that what you're going to talk about?
That's what I was going to talk about.
Yeah, because he just fingers that
dog. And it was
dog.
weird because it was a PG movie.
It was PG. I think Tim Allen's in it, maybe.
Yeah, he shows up.
He shows up.
Yeah.
He just starts fingering all the dogs.
He's dressed as Santa, and we're like, Tim, what are you doing?
Yeah. That was I think, Air Bud after the basketball movies started doing OnlyFans. Yeah, and now it's just the director fingering Air Bud in the ass.
That was Air Bud's Bam Margera era.
Just putting his nuts in a tank with electric eels.
Yeah, he went on Steve-O's podcast. He just doesn't get it, man. He's off the deep end, Air Bud.
Yeah. Air Bud, come back to us. He's so talented. How did they find that dog of all of the dogs? You know what I mean? You know, there's like, we were talking about uncles or grandfathers being racist.
Yeah.
Like Air Bud, a dog that can jump. Like, how many dogs was that really, do you think? It had to be 20 dogs. It had to be 40 dogs. That dog probably died 3 times. There's probably 8 dogs that played Air Bud. I don't want to fucking start a conspiracy theory here, but they've been lying to us.
Tom, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
It's not a conspiracy theory. That's just what happened.
Look, Rich, I'm just realizing this right now. So give me a minute to process.
No, yeah, go. Take your time with it.
Give me a minute to process that Air Bud was more than one dog. Because I'm just putting this together right now.
You're a 31-year-old, and then you're like, hold on.
Hold
You're telling
on.
me there's not one dog that can play basketball, hockey, and football?
What do you mean? My parents told me pretty recently. We were out to eat, and my friend Danny had a dog that would bite people. And eventually, like, the dog just, like, wasn't around anymore.
Why are you around so many dogs that bite people?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just a meaty kind of guy. But, and I was like, what happened to Kixie? And my mom was like, oh, they took it to a farm upstate. And I was like, oh, that seems reasonable. So I asked my parents, like, recently, I was like, where's that farm upstate? And they're like, are you a fucking idiot? Like, legitimately. I asked. I was like, because someone else in our neighborhood was like having a problem with their dog. And I was like, oh, they should just take it to that farm upstate. My parents laughed.
You said it sincerely.
I said it sincerely. I was like, oh, they should take it to that farm upstate. And my mom was like, good one. And I was like, what do you mean? And they were like, that's not a real thing.
When you watch all those TV shows where they tell the children about the farm upstate, at no point did you go, oh, that's the same story as Kixie.
I was like, same farm. It's got to be the same farm. All these dogs, all these terrible dogs are going to the same place. There's a lot of things I haven't. Like baby carrots, I thought were like a special breed of carrot, and they're just shaved down big carrots.
Yeah,
I didn't know that until pretty recently.
Okay.
And ponies are not horses. They're not just small horses.
They have their own thing.
They're not like puppy horses. Yeah. These are all things I'm not proud of, but I've learned recently, like in the last like year, 2. What were we talking about?
I think now we're talking about how fucking dumb you are.
I like how we were talking about how dumb the Arizona State girls were. And I'm here being like, yeah, they should send that dog upstate. They shouldn't kill that dog. There's a place upstate where they bring all of these dogs who bite people and are terrible.
Okay, so I guess you just... No, Mexico was fun also.
Mexico was fun.
Where in Mexico?
Outside of Puerto Vallarta.
Ooh-wee.
Have you been?
No, only Cancun. I went twice.
You think we talked about this?
I went to Cancun twice. To the Oasis Hotel. The Grand Oasis
Yeah.
Hotel.
I'm trying to think.
Where MTV Spring Break happens.
If there wasn't anything delightful there. It was just a delight, you know? People were surfing. I'm working from a coffee shop where all the girls are influencers. They don't have jobs. Their dad's paying for everything. They're in bikinis. They're super hot. They're models.
Great.
I got nothing negative to say here.
No. Good bachelor party.
Great bachelor party. Made out with a divorced woman or a woman to be divorced.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now see this. Now we're getting into something interesting.
There's a lot of stuff like that I don't want this to be. I'm on the fence about a lot of this stuff right now.
Okay. See, here's the thing. You're on here because you told me I got a lot of stories to tell you. I know. And I said, let's do the podcast. And you said, you know what? That's a great idea. And then we started the podcast, and now you don't want to tell the stories.
And now I'm realizing how there's... we could talk about this one.
Okay, we could talk about this one.
Yeah.
We're going to have to really stretch it out, Tom. That's what he said.
What do you want? We're going to have to stretch it out? That's what I said, yeah. It's like, to her, about my asshole. I was like, get it in there. She's like, I can't. I was like, you got to really stretch it out.
There you go.
Once you weed whack your way through all that hair.
Because a divorced woman...
Every time a girl tries to eat my ass, they get a complimentary Manscaped package.
Is that what happened?
For me, yeah. I give them like a gift box. I was like, good luck. I handed it to them before they go down there.
I thought you give them a piece of baklava. That's what you do.
That's the thing. If they dig deep enough, that's what they find. Just a full, perfect piece of baklava in my ass if they try to eat it. The divorcee.
What was
you
it
want to
saying?
get?
Yes. Well...
To be divorced.
That's what I wanted to get into.
This is the thing. Such a sweet gal.
Divorced and to be divorced, very different. A divorced woman, I'm like, that's fun. A woman to be divorced.
Yeah.
Now that's a spicy story.
It's pretty. I don't know who I am anymore, but I'm letting life happen to me, baby.
Is she initiating the divorce? Is he initiating the divorce?
Well, she told me that she couldn't go home because her ex-husband, sold the house when she was away.
Okay. Wait, what?
She came to New York. I saw her 2 days ago.
Wait, hold the phone. You met her in Mexico. She came to New York?
Not for me, presumably. She was here for work.
We're 37 minutes in, and now this is exactly what we're looking for.
I told you there was stuff that you might like. I don't know what you want.
Yeah, but you should know what I like by now.
The mushroom. I'm telling you what's important to me.
We spent 20 minutes on Jason's eyes. You know how much I got to cut out?
He's got great eyes.
Yeah, I'm
he
sure.
Got eight of them, 4 on each side.
Yeah.
He's my spirit Sherpa.
Sherpa. That's good.
Nice. Guru. All right. What do you want to know?
Okay.
You want the
timeline?
Where do you want to start?
Let me walk me through how you met her. Where are we? What are we doing?
We're at a bar.
How many dogs are there?
There's actually a lot of dogs in the street. We're at a bar. Okay, I'm with the bachelor party. Yes. We make eyes from across the bar. I don't know what I'm gonna say. I go over. I'm wearing a fanny pack across my chest like a real queef.
Well, that's your thing now.
That is my thing.
Okay.
It's a great way. My phone was in charge. I had to charge whatever.
Okay.
The fanny pack like this. And I said, does it look better here, or would you rather see it on my fanny?
That's fun.
It's just fun.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
You're way better at like small street bits than you are on stage.
I know.
That's fun.
You know who says this to me all the time? Nick Tellelli. He said to me once in the middle of a conversation, why can't you be this funny on stage? And that's what I yell at myself in the mirror every morning. Okay. But
you're healing a lot of things into that mirror.
I'm doing the mirror's it's filled with just the spittle from me screaming.
Okay.
So then we're trying on the fanny pack in different ways.
That's fun.
You know, put it on this shoulder, put it around my neck, put it around the belt.
What's the age we're looking at for this woman?
Early 30s.
Not as fun of a story, but okay.
Not as fun for you.
No, not as fun.
You were hoping younger or older?
Older, of course. Yeah.
Okay. You like older?
Older's definitely makes the story way more fun.
Yeah, she's not like...
Yeah, early 30s. Yeah, that's just a mistake.
Being an adult.
Yeah, right. Like, it's just you realize that wasn't the right person.
Yeah.
40s indicates there might have, something might have happened.
Yeah.
So this isn't as fun. But continue.
Yeah, and then we're, having a good time, chatting, dancing, drinking, doing shots. I'm introducing her to my friends.
What kind of shots do you do?
Tequila.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a different type of drunk with different alcohols for me. Whiskey's a very slow, kind of, I wouldn't say angry, but aggressive drunk.
A tempered drunk.
A tempered drunk,
yes.
Sure. It sounds like you've been sitting on that word for a while, like you're waiting to use tempered.
Well, when you said whiskey, I was trying to think of a word quick.
Yeah. But tequila's like a fun,
loose.
Energetic, loose. You're not that hungover the next day. Vodka's just weird. Vodka's somehow emotional and I feel like it wears off pretty quick. But anyway, tequila.
Okay. You don't do a green tea shot or anything?
Green tea?
Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to be like a specialty shot guy.
No.
Okay.
Green tea. What's green tea?
It's
what do you get at the Chinese? Are you again confusing where you're at with the Chinese restaurant?
You know what the problem is,
You
Tom?
keep bringing.
I keep bringing Chinese food to different venues.
You keep thinking that you're in Chinese food restaurants just because you bring General Tso's there.
Yeah.
Just because you bring General Tso's there doesn't mean it's a Chinese food restaurant.
Tom, the problem is I grew up in so many Chinese restaurants that whenever I'm in a room, I just think it's a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah. I've seen you out in public being like, "Is this a Panda Express?"
I just walk around. I'm like, "Excuse me, where's the buffet?"
Where do I get the lo mein?
Yeah, I can't find it anywhere.
Like, this is a hibachi restaurant.
So you're taking shots.
Taking shots. Just, the moves at the bar. If you want to get into how you you got to get close, speaking in the ear, the music's loud, you're kind of getting in there close.
Because I've seen you at work, but sober. And I've seen you drink, but not go to work. I've never seen you do the two.
What do you mean work? Go to work?
Hit on women.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
CC. Okay. Yeah. And then it's a matter of just I'm just a silly goose,
Yeah.
Just bumping into them, spilling myself on them, spilling stuff on myself, maybe.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Did I spill something on myself?
You have a few loose buttons on this shirt you're wearing during this time. Am I correct with this?
Oh, there's no buttons by the end of the night.
Yeah.
Just loosey goosey. Letting all the chest hair just hang out. And then I have lines, there's fun lines.
You have stocked lines.
I mean, they're just, keep the conversation moving, get a gauge of where we're at.
Okay, you're yes-anding?
Yeah, with this gal, I was like, oh, we could stay at this bar. There's actually a taco place I mean to check out over there. We can go back to my Airbnb. We got a pool. It's not a big deal. Or we could just go to another bar over here, trying to get it. And then they laugh at the Airbnb,
the casual drop,
and then I'm like, we should go to the taco place, and then they later on will be like, you said you had a pool, and I was like, I never said that. Who said that? How did you know that? That's weird.
That's fun.
That's fun. And then they're like, you said that, and I was like, I definitely did not say that. You're making that up. Also, it's weird how you know that.
Yeah, but I do have a pool.
But I do have a pool.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, I was telling when my buddies were talking to girls, because we had a pretty nice place. It's Mexico. Again,
it doesn't take much.
The loose plate of napkins that we had got us the whole fucking place. But I would go up to my buddies if they were talking to girls and be like, "Hey, just make sure you don't tell them we have a hot tub. Whatever you do, just don't tell them we have a hot tub."
Okay, can't tell you something?
Yeah,
that's fun.
It's fun.
That's fun.
And then the girls laugh.
Right.
And then you introduce you know what you do is you introduce your friend. That's the best move.
Yeah. That they're already talking to.
If you're trying to talk to someone, introduce it. If there's a gal over here,
yep,
and you're a single man,
yep,
I'll be like, "Excuse me, have you met my friend Rich? Rich is such a nice guy. You should really give him a chance. I think you guys would really hit it off." And then you end up talking to her.
Right.
It clearly won't work.
You
out
get
for obvious reason.
Well, yeah.
And then I go up later. I'm like, "What happened with Rich? What went wrong?"
Oh, is that how you swoop in?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is a long game for you. Game. Oh, yeah. That's fun.
Yeah. It works. It works like a charm because you build the rapport with the friend, and then the friend is off guard sometimes. Or sometimes they know I'm doing this because my friends know my moves. And then they'll back out at some point, and I'll be like, Rich, such a great guy, right? And they're like, yeah, he's really nice. It's like, man, dude, I don't know. I wish if you're looking for another strong guy, like maybe the strongest guy you've ever met. I don't know. Maybe like tan guys. I don't know. If you're into that, I know a couple more. So
you want to see how far it could stretch out.
If you want to see how far you could stretch my asshole apart, that's the line I close with.
Yeah, you're a sociopath.
I'm a crazy.
I mean, what you're describing is sociopathic.
It's manipulative for sure.
Yeah.
But what is seduction if not manipulation? What is fun if not getting people to be creative? You know, you got to be creative.
Right. Okay. So you're taking shots. Where's she from?
Pennsylvania.
Okay. Things are starting to add up.
Yeah.
How'd she get there? They have planes in Pennsylvania?
Horse and buggy. She's Amish. Did I mention that?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, she's down there churning butter.
That's good. She was on Rumspringa.
Rumspringa. She had the whole dress and everything. She had the little hat.
The bonnet
over the top. And yeah, she kept talking about how she needed to go tend to her horse. And she asked if they had any mead while we were there.
Yeah.
She was like, do you guys have any mead? It was like, they don't have mead. It's Mexico, you know? She was telling me about her brother, Jebediah.
Yeah, and she was the one that broke the news to you about ponies versus horses.
That's right. And the carrot thing. I was like,
yeah?
Yeah. She was like, she farms a lot. I was like, that's how you make your living.
What do you do? Oh, I guess you churn butter? Actually, no, I make baby carrots. You're like, what's going on?
I shave down baby carrots.
Yeah, you really thought they grew like that in the ground?
I did.
Okay. So,
she's not divorced, though, is the real thing.
She's not divorced.
She's on her way to being. I mean, this isn't someone who, I don't know. She'll never see this.
No. Unless that's Kim.
Kim?
Comment Kim.
Oh, commenter Kim, my number one fan.
Yeah.
Kimmy
Schmidt.
Love you so much. Kimmy sings songs.
Kimmy Gibbler.
Kimmy sings songs. This one's coming at you. I like what you said about me being handsome and fun. And I agree with you. Rich is a great host. And that's...
And Jason got there.
And Jason did get there. Great to have you on board. Follow my OnlyFans.
So here's... we got 2 minutes. Because you have very stern dating rules.
Yeah.
She comes to New York.
Yeah.
Is that date 2?
I don't have. No. I threw those out. I'm kind of throwing those out the window. To be
throw out the rules.
I'm kind of throwing out the rules. The rules that Rich is talking about.
Yep.
For date number 1, short, 45 minutes, just like 45, maybe an hour 15, if we're really feeling it. But just get to the point where they're in. You know, get them laughing.
Yep.
Make an introduction and get out.
Yep.
Have somewhere to be. A birthday party's a good thing to say. You look popular. People understand.
Yep.
Schedule it early in the night.
Of course.
You get to, have the rest of your evening. Also, they could be a dud. So you want to get out of there quick.
Yep.
Date 2, activity.
Yes.
You got to get moving. A lot of opportunities for physical touch. Touch on the back of the arm.
Yes.
Lower, like a lower back. This sounds creepy. And it is. But
it's strategy.
But how else do you do it? You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's tasteful. You got to read the moment. You got to read the body language.
Yes.
It's an opportunity to just like get close, and then they see you move. They see how you move, which is important. Because then you do a little bowling and you throw a hip.
Right.
Ooh, that guy knows how to move. At least his hip in one direction.
Well,
I wonder how he moves it in the other direction.
Well, you got bad hips. Maybe not the best
example. That's not a good example. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, someplace you could like take a shirt off, like unlayer a bit.
Okay.
Especially in the winter, you wear a jacket.
Yes.
And then it's like, oh, we're doing the activity.
jacket. Tight shirt underneath.
Did I work out today? I'm sorry.
You tell me.
I'm sorry. My forearms are bulging.
Yes.
Excuse my veins. Just exploding out of my shirt. But I didn't, So you're doing like an axe throwing thing, or like ping pong's a good one.
Ooh.
Pool.
Okay.
A bike ride.
Sure.
And then date number 3 is like a dinner or like a destination hang.
A destination hang.
A destination hang, like a picnic.
Okay.
In a park, or like Governor's Island, or a bike ride up the West Side Highway.
Oh, that's fun.
Is nice.
Which is also an activity.
It's also an activity. Yeah.
No touch though.
No touch on the bike unless they fall over, and then who's there to catch them? Strong guy. My shirt fell off. So, all my buttons are open. So yeah, I kind of threw that out because nothing's working. But yeah, this gal, we just had drinks, and had a nice time as adults do.
Right. Filed the divorce papers.
Helped her file her. We did it together. We had like hand over hand.
Like Ghost with Patrick Swayze, but with divorce papers.
Yeah. I had the clay spinning in the background just for the ambiance, and I was picking her up. And she's like, "That's a different Patrick Swayze movie." And I was like, "Go with it.
Yeah.
Just leave it alone." But yeah, we went to Criff Dogs.
Oh, it was a Lower East Village.
We were hanging in the East Village.
You went to Criff Dogs with her.
It was her idea.
Her idea to go to Criff Dogs?
Yeah.
That's trash.
It is trash.
But I like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All those hot dogs are the same, by the way. I don't think there's anything funny, but they're like all hot dogs wrapped in bacon.
Criff Dogs, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, just deep fried hot dogs and bacon.
Yeah, it's like, that's not. And then they put like pineapple on top or chives. It's like,
yeah, okay.
That's it.
Sure.
It's like, great, thanks.
All right, you got a date to be on.
All right.
Okay.
All right.